Hello and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast. I'm Brandon Schultz and I am joined by my good buddy Adam Emmert as we attempt to work our way through some technical difficulties and into our interestingly, I don't know, another verb for interesting picks for week 5. There you go. Can't even come up
You
with
call
a
yours interesting. Mine are going to be slam dunks, baby. These are gold. These are gold picks
100% slam dunk picks by Adam Emmert.
Yeah. I don't even know what they're going to be yet.
That's all right. We got the snail in chat. We got our Ryan 911. Who else do we got? We got Gambling Goat was in here earlier. We were in chat making some short circuit references. 1986 is when the movie Short Circuit was released, Adam.
That's right. You know, you hit that button that screwed up the cameras there for a second, and all I could think to myself was, hey, Laser Lips, your mama was a snowblower.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have our week 5 picks to get to. And what do you say we go through these and see what's up?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. We should take a victory lap for our first pick so far.
Yeah, look at us. Buccaneers leading a defense optional game at halftime, 24-17. And look at that defense getting a stop of the Falcons and keeping them out of the end zone right before the half.
Absolutely. And I'll take your word for that because I haven't been watching.
All right, 911 is watching in the chat, says, we're on. Hawks win, Rams lose, Niners lose, Cardinals lose. There we go. We've got our Ryan 911's picks in with his $9.99 super chat. Big thanks to our live executive producer.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I don't even know why I'm bothering to pick the rest of the games. Those are the only ones I care about.
It's the only ones that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's start things off with Jets at Vikings, 88%. Going with the Vikings, Adam, despite this being, Vikings are 2.5 point favorites, but yet overwhelming favorites among the Pick'em public.
Yeah, I think the Pick'em public is onto it. The Jets offense has not been good. And I'm not even just talking about their monsoon party they had last week, but Aaron Rodgers has not been the straw that has stirred the drink in the way that they had hoped. The defenses have been playing lights out, but I just think with the aggressive style of Flores against an old quarterback who's not as mobile as he once was and clearly doesn't want to be hit anymore, I like the Vikings here big.
We've got Carly in the chat saying hello. Hi, Carly. And I'm actually going to go with the Jets on this one. I'm taking my risk pick early because I do like the fact that they have been very solid on defense. Part of it, I'm sure, had to do with playing in a monsoon that boosts their numbers a little bit. But if you can have Sauce Gardner take away at least one of those receivers by the Vikings, I think that's going to make Darnold's day just a little bit tougher. And I think it's going to end up being a lot closer. Vikings defense giving up 300 yards per game through the air. Now, I don't know if Rodgers will be able to hit that, but I think that might be their recipe for success.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand the passing game has given up a lot defensively for the Vikings, but they're kind of like boomer bust, right? Because Flores is so aggressive and all the cover zero and all of that. And I just think that gets to a dude when he's an old quarterback.
Panthers at Bears, another lopsided game with 89% going with the Chicago Bears against the 1-win Panthers.
Oh, wow. Okay. Boy, I almost want to make this my risk pick here. This is kind of 6 of one, half and dozen of the other to me in some ways. I mean, I guess I do like the Bears defense a lot better.
Strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Caleb has been showing steady improvement. You got to give him credit there. Shane Waldron has not shown steady improvement. So that's not something that is surprising. No doubt about it. Yeah, let's go Bears here.
I'm going Bears as well until the Panthers climb out of 32nd place for points allowed. I don't think I can pick them consistently week to week.
Oh, okay. So like for the rest of the year then.
Oh, as long as you're 32nd in points allowed. I mean,
yeah,
that's I feel like that's a pretty good indicator of what your team does week to week.
Absolutely.
Ravens 85%, 15% going with the Bengals, who are 1-3. It's kind of a must-win game for the Bengals early in the season, a divisional game against the Ravens, who, I mean, you don't want to be that far down with this tough a division.
You don't. And look, the Bengals are now past their first 4 games. They traditionally start slow their first 4 games. The offense has been starting to gel. Burrow's starting to look like Burrow. Chase has come alive. T. Higgins is still mediocre. The Ravens, obviously, they've had back-to-back victories and have seemed to figured out that, give that Henry guy the ball and good things are going to happen. But divisional games are weird, especially when your backs are against the wall. The Bengals are at home, and this is risk pick territory, is it not?
It is risk pick territory to go
Bengals,
with the
baby.
Bengals.
That's my risk pick right there. I love it.
All right. That's not a bad risk pick to take. Carly, agreeing with you with that risk pick. With the offense that the Ravens are putting out, first in offense in the league, rushing game over 200 yards per game, and able to stop the run. The Bengals are going to be a very one-dimensional team. Maybe they can win that way, but it's the reason why I'm going with the Ravens.
I like the Bengals run game a little better than you. And look, I find that stat to be a lying stat because I was told there's no way that you can be a number 1 offense if you're primarily a rushing team. So
when you have Lamar Jackson and King Henry, I feel like that rule goes out the window.
Oh, so you can be good at running and then be a number 1 offense? That's interesting.
It's true. It just happens to be true.
Interesting.
Bills 3-1 at the 3-1 Texans, Adam.
Game of the week here. Bills got blasted last week by the Ravens. Boy, this is tough.
1-point favorite on the road for the Bills.
Okay, I feel better about feeling very conflicted about this with it being basically a pick 'em. 1 point on the road. Well, geez Louise, the Bills are favored by a point.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Texans not even getting the love of home field advantage here. I think I like the Texans defense a little bit better than the Bills defense at this point. I like their pass rush a little bit better. Doesn't mean that's going to do diddly squat against a guy like Josh Allen, no doubt about that. But yeah, I'm going Texans here. I like Texans at home. Taking the home team in a tight one.
Josh Allen able to put up a lot of points. The defense, though, it's been okay in terms of the points, but total yards, they're 5th, passing yards 5th. So that does kind of limit what you would expect from that strength from the Bills. But they've been middle of the road in terms of the running game. I think with the Texans being at home, I think I've got to go with Stroud and the Texans.
Yeah, and no Von Miller for the Bills. He got suspended again for some unknown reason, so who knows?
Corey Coolman in the chat saying Bills defense is fraudulent. Easy Texans choice for Corey.
Maybe.
Gambling going with the Bills. So there we go. We are divided even within the chat.
Yeah. Hey, maybe the struggle bus stops in down there in Houston and he gets off the struggle bus there. A little bit. Maybe that's his stop.
Colts at Jaguars. This might be one of the closest games to 50-50 of the week, with the 0-4 Jaguars at home against the 2-2 Colts in a game where will we see Richardson come back? He's been struggling. Speaking of struggle bus, he's on the struggle bus to stay healthy.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this going to be Flacco or is it going to be AR in
questionable? According to the injury reports.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Steichen. Yeah, dude, if this was Flacco, I'm taking the Colts easy in this game. The Jags have been god awful. Trevor Lawrence has looked like he's just totally regressed this year. He can't hit the broadside of a barn at 10 feet. I'm going Colts here. I like their D better as well. Yeah.
I think that the Jaguars have to win sometime, and so I'm picking the Jags. Not even a risk pick. You pick the Colts.
Yeah.
I need to actually hit the button for when you pick them, because it's very confusing to me when I say who I'm picking and then put your pick on the screen. It messes with my mind.
Yeah, I like this question from Stu here. Can you bench Flacco now? Like
after one game?
I don't know. Well, that's kind of the thing, right? Like they're all in on Anthony Richardson, and so this is one of those things that's really annoying about NFL teams. It's like one dude's clearly better than the other, but he's the future. This
Right.
is a little like Rob Johnson and Doug Flutie back in the day. I mean, Joe Flacco is having himself like who was the backup Miami quarterback back in the 70s when they were doing undefeated and stuff? Was that like Don Strock? Like old dude that just would come in and like he was clearly not a starter, but like he would just come in and kick ass for like 3-4 games at a time, just be ancient.
You're
That's
asking
Joe
me to
Flacco's that guy.
remember a quarterback playing before I was born. Okay.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. Come on.
We went 80s movie references. We don't need to go back to the 70s tonight. Come on now.
Just like smoking ciggies like at halftime. Yeah.
I know I got my old man nap in before we did this podcast and all, but still not that old.
Yeah.
All right, Dolphins 1-3 against the 1-3 Patriots in a divisional matchup. 25% going with the Dolphins. Patriots relatively favored, but only favored by 1 point in terms of the odds makers.
Hey, we found the Who Cares Bowl this week in Patriots just because screw the Dolphins forever.
Adam's going with the Patriots. I am also going with the Patriots. With the Dolphins, there's too many questions. I feel like that the Patriots offense, they're going to be able to run the ball at home. And the passing offense hasn't been great, but that's okay because the passing defense for Miami's actually been pretty good. They'll stick to the run. It's going to be a low-scoring game. And, yeah, a 1 point victory sounds about right for the Patriots to me.
I think this shows up on approximately 3% of the American populace's $4 on YouTube TV this weekend.
Ray Finkel, is that the quarterback that you were thinking of?
No, but good joke. I like it, Corey.
Browns at Commanders, 6% going with the Browns. Commanders dominant as they are 3-1 atop that NFC East.
Oh, the Jaden Daniels breakout tour continues here. Screw Deshaun Watson forever. Look, I really love the way that he's playing, and I gotta give Kingsbury some credit. He is actually taking a little bit of the air raid stuff out of his offense. It's starting to look a little more like a real deal NFL offense. I think his time away from the league probably helped him just a little bit. And yeah, I like the Commanders here big.
Got Samuel Gelber in the chat, donating $5 via Super Chat. Joined late, watching from the beginning. You didn't miss much, Sam.
No, and let's see, about 13 minutes from now, you're going to see this, and welcome.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Yeah,
and then
no,
you'll know that what you watched, you really didn't miss much. That's fine.
That's right. No, I'm always stoked when Sam chimes in.
Yeah, it's surprising to see that with as much as Jaden has been airing out the ball, that they're only 14th in passing yards to this point this year.
Well, there's still a fair amount of the short stuff. I mean, it is Kingsbury after all. And so, yeah, it's not a ton of deep stuff, but it's super efficient. I mean, is he leading the league in completion percentage, or is that Gino? Like, it's up there.
It's up there. I don't think he is. If you just go off the last 2 games, it's like insane, like 85% just over his last 2 games. But I think those first couple games, it has him. I'm sure he's still top 5.
Yeah, he just looks totally calm and in command. I love it, man.
In command.
I know. You like my terrible old man pun?
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Raiders at Broncos, 26% going with the visitors in the Raiders. Broncos 2-2, Raiders 2-2. What do you think?
Oh, I think this is the Broncos all the way. Raiders are already in turmoil. Devontae Adams can't wait to be gone. One thing that I think does hurt my feelings a little bit about that is that he's trying to leave Gardner Minshew, who's actually played, respectably throughout this beginning of this year. But I get it. I'd want to get, out of, well, I always want to say Oakland, but Las Vegas as soon as possible. I mean, no, thank you, man.
That Broncos defense is going to keep them in games. That offense hasn't been great, but I think we'll start to see it pick up a little bit. I know Max Crosby got hurt in the last game. He's questionable. So that does help them if he's able to play. Yeah, I'm going Broncos as well.
Yeah, their offensive line is playing well, and the offensive stats are going to look skewed, especially when you play in a game when there's really no offense to be spoken of because of the weather.
Cardinals 1-3 against the 2-2 49ers. 96% going with San Fran.
Yeah, Cardinals kind of had a reality check last week, and I think everybody kind of is like, oh, yeah, they are who we thought they were, and all of that. And we just know there's just not a lot of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I've never been a believer in this team this year, and certainly not a Kyler guy. And I mean, the Niners, look, you got to give Brock Purdy his flowers. He has been playing out of his mind, and that's just right there is just enough for them to get the dub here.
It's a very similar feeling watching the Niners offense operate to watching the Seahawks offense operate, because as soon as Purdy's dropping back, it feels like he's getting pressure and he's finding ways to elude the pressure and make some nice throws downfield.
Yeah, that whole right side is a train wreck. Oh no, that's terrible news. Well, this kind of hurts Mayfield. I had a question for you here when we got to another one of the journeymen here when we talked about Geno. I was going to be like, what are the odds of Geno, Baker, or Darnold finishing in the top 3 of the MVP race by the end of this year? Like, does that feel likely to you? But maybe this makes it a little less likely right here.
Baker's tough. We'll see what happens. Keep us updated, Stu, because we're doing picks, so we're not able to watch. But yeah, Stu Lowe in chat saying Baker Mayfield got tackled bad. Looks like a possible knee injury. By the time most folks are listening to this or watching it, they may know the outcome. But yeah, that's bad news for the Bucs.
Yeah.
All right. Bad news for the Cardinals because they're going to take the L, even though I'm picking the Niners as a curse pick.
Yeah.
It didn't work last week.
Hey, it was a good try, though. I appreciate the effort.
I'm going to keep trying until it works. Rams in risk pick territory. They are 3-point underdogs playing at home against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, Jordan Love's return last week against the Vikings. Slow start, but started to crank it up in the second half. They made that game awfully competitive. I think you need to knock the rust off a little bit there. And I think they'll cruise to victory here over a extremely depleted Rams team. So I can understand why it's a risk pick, but the Packers offense is just humming, man.
Packers offense is humming. Look at that. The Rams are just above the Carolina Panthers in terms of points allowed by their defense. Rushing yards, 32nd in the league. I wonder if they miss Aaron Donald.
Nope. Those Florida State guys will do it all. We were told. So
Jared Verse was rookie of the month for defense, Adam.
Huzzah. He wasn't rookie generational player of the decade. Like that's not what happened.
I almost wanted to give you the Rams there. I gave you the Packers.
Yeah, don't stab me in the back here. Like, I don't know how we did last week. Like, is this what you're needing to do now to catch up?
Maybe.
Okay.
The good thing is that Evie said she's going to keep us updated on how we're doing here on out. So
yeah,
I might need that.
At least next week.
Need a little extra help.
Yeah.
Seahawks at Giants at Seahawks. That's the home game. 97% going with our Seahawks, Adam, as are we.
Yeah, 97% of the public has it figured out. Corey had the great joke about wish Eli Manning, who is Daniel Jones. I love that. That's a hilarious joke. Yeah, especially with the news that Leo's on his way back and Mafe looks like he's going to play. This was Spoon's coming out party last year. I could see another big game out of him. So yeah, this is pretty simple to me. This Hawks all the way.
Yeah, I don't know how updated this list of injuries actually is, because I know there was at least one player who was not practicing to this point this week.
Wasn't that Chenna?
No, it wasn't Chenna. It was, somebody in
Maybe
chat may
Baker?
know.
Okay.
Maybe it was Baker. No,
I
I
know
saw
Byron
him.
Murphy
He was,
wasn't.
yeah. Oh, it was Byron Murphy. That's who it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Baker did walkthroughs on Thursday
Gotcha.
and Wednesday.
Okay.
That's okay. Hopefully getting back to somewhat full strength on defense, enough to stop the Giants as they go 1-4. Gambling Goat checking in. Just got tickets for our Sunday night football game against Green Bay. Ooh, first real game.
My goodness, what a great one to go to. That's going to be fantastic gambling. Look, that's going to be a barn burner. That's going to be over combined total points. I'll probably bet the over on 100.
Bet the over. Carly also bet on the Seahawks because she's going to be at the game. Carly does not lose when she is in attendance.
No, it must be a tough burden to be that undefeated everywhere she goes. Like that's amazing. Yeah. I wish I had that sort of power.
Take note, 3% of people going with the Giants. Carly will be there.
Yeah, well, Daniel Jones's mom probably will ignore you on that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the first game that we covered, Jets Vikings London game. Does that change your thoughts at all? That this is not going to be in Minnesota and instead will be overseas?
No, not even a little bit. Old people don't fly well. So good luck, Aaron Rodgers.
You told me all the time that flying is just super easy for you.
And it is for me. Yeah, no, but I'm also not taking hits from 300-pound linemen either. So,
all right.
And I've got both my Achilles still, which is pretty cool.
That's okay. I'm happy to get back a pick on you on that one.
All right, now.
Yeah, once Aaron Rodgers wins, then I'll be celebrating my one victory. I'll be out to an early start, an early lead against you going into the rest of the games.
It's cute when you're confident.
Cowboys, Steelers. I don't know how confident folks are about this game. 2-2 Cowboys, 3-1 Steelers. Russell Wilson, questionable. When will he return? 61% going with the Steelers against them boys on Sunday Night Football.
Russ will return when Justin Fields turns into a pumpkin, and it hasn't quite happened yet. And look, no Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. The defense has been all over the place for the Cowboys anyways. Steelers have just been slobber knocking people. And the Cowboys aren't a tough team. They're a mentally weak team. They're a soft team. And this is a terrible matchup for them. I love the Steelers in this.
I don't know if I love the Steelers necessarily, just because they don't tend to score a whole lot of points. Now, they don't need to because their defense has been really, really good, only giving up 13 points per game to this point this season. But I like CeeDee Lamb to get loose enough that I'm going to go with the Cowboys getting the win over the Steelers.
You're going to take a one-dimensional Cowboys team. Like they can't run the ball at all with TJ Watt on the other side, knowing they're going to throw the football all the time.
They don't need to score much.
Okay.
See, Stu's not buying it either. The Cowboys barely scraped out a win against the Giants. I know, Stu. I need to make up some ground here.
Yeah. See, he's blowing his early lead this week. I like it when you chase picks. It usually worked out good for me.
Yeah. I feel like this one is just close enough that it's worth it.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. Saints at the 4-0 Chiefs. 85% going with the home team. And that seems surprisingly low when they're 5.5-point favorites.
Yeah. No Rashee Rice, though. That's something. Now, it's not like that Patrick Mahomes can't make everybody look good, but
still has Kelsey on the team. He hasn't looked great to this point, but still has Travis Kelsey.
No, you're saving him. Like, why would you wear his ass out in the early part of the season? You wouldn't.
No, I suppose not. But yeah, they've got dudes.
Yeah, I mean, Kareem Hunt looked serviceable last week. And look, it's Mahomes. It's the Chiefs in Arrowhead in primetime. I mean, get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Chiefs.
That's what it comes down to. Arrowhead, prime time. How would you ever pick against the Chiefs in that situation? It could be close though. I could see.
Yes.
I don't know if I would take the Chiefs and the points. It might be a 3-point game, but yeah.
Yo, how many were the Saints getting?
5.5.
Oh yeah. If we're betting the spread, I'm taking the Saints plus a 5.5 for sure.
Sure.
Chiefs are so damn lucky to be 4-0. I mean, they're a likely toe away from having the lost week 1 and a non-PI in week 2. Like, yeah, it's all been super tight for them.
Saints for the upset pick from Stu.
Okay.
Sam has caught up. One-way trip to Thailand. Interesting.
Oh, okay. A lot of things you can do over there in Thailand, and you never know with a fellow like Kingsbury. So
maybe you learn NFL offense.
Is that where it's cooked up in Thailand?
Well, thanks for joining us, Sam. Thanks to everyone who showed up in chat. Gambling Goat for the super chat, Sam for the super chat, and our Ryan911 as well. It's always fun here joining everybody on Thursday night as we watch a little football, make some picks, make sure and save the picks. And, I forgot to ask you about the score. What do you want for your tie-breaking score between the Saints and the Chiefs, Adam?
Okay. Total score?
Total score.
44. All
right. 44 it is.
24-20 Chiefs.
Ooh. See, that fits in perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we get on out of here? We do have our new episode of the flagship Seahawkers podcast coming up on Friday. So if you are not yet subscribed, Seahawkerspodcast.com/subscribe, or out here on YouTube, youtube.com/Seahawkerspodcast.
Yeah, and I wanted to, send it down to our sideline reporter, Stu Lowe. Stu, what are you hearing down there on the sidelines? Stu said the Baker was up and walking around on the bench, so maybe not so bad. Hopefully, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see if he comes back in. Maybe we'll get out of here and we'll watch another game. We'll watch this game get closed out. Hector Mark asking, which team do you want to crumble more, the Winers or the Cowboys? I mean, easy answer, Hector. Winers.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, it's the Winers, but I mean, if they're not going to, if the Cowboys did, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. That's for sure.
Well, no, but a division, if I can pick a team to crumble within the division, because say the Niners crumble, I mean, who else is going to challenge us for the NFC West? Probably not the Cardinals. Definitely not the Rams this year.
No. Yeah, and I don't think they're going to let another team transfer in. So, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I like the idea of going to the playoffs, leading the division. Let's see it.
Hey, well, according to PFF, I was looking a little earlier today. We are dead even in odds to make the playoffs at this point. 50-50.
50-50 is all. I bet the Niners are up there around 75% still.
Oh, I didn't look, but I don't quite think so. Falcons tied it. Get out of here, Falcons.
Yeah, we don't need that. Although,
dirty birds.
Yeah, you and I, we don't get anything. We both picked the same pick for this game.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get on out of here. Go Bucks. Hopefully, you and I can come away with a victory going in to some Sunday football games, Adam.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Hey, appreciate you too, Stu.